Dr. Arti Mohanpurkar welcome you to watch this video on functions in R. We will look at built-in functions, user-defined functions, and switch function in R. What is a function in R program? A function can be defined as a collection of statements structured together for carrying out a definite task. R provides a huge number of inbuilt functions, and also user can create their own functions. In R, a function is treated as object, so the R interpreter is capable of passing control to the function along with arguments which may be essential to the function for achieving the actions. The function has the capability to turn its performance and returns control to the interpreter that may be stored in other objects. The keyword function is used to create function in R. The basic structure of function can be function name. This is the function name by which we will call the function. Then the keyword function and the number of arguments which you may want to pass are to be written separated by comma in the brackets. Then the opening brace, then the function body, closing brace. Now, we'll look at the built-in functions. Built-in functions are those functions whose meaning and working is already defined within the function's body, and they are kept somewhere within the packages or libraries or R language. These predefined functions make programmers' tasks easier. Some common examples of inbuilt functions are sequence, max, which gives you maximum value of the vector. Sequence allows you to create the sequence in the given range, which we had seen in the previous loop video. Then mean gives you the mean of the values provided as arguments. Then sum is nothing but it provides the sum of the vector. Similarly, paste allows you to deal with the output of the program, and etc. They are directly called and used by programmers who are writing programs. Some of the examples are given here. Print and sequence 12, 30, which helps you to print the sequence which has been generated. This creates a sequence of number from 12 to 30 using the predefined function sequence. Mean, which gives you the mean of the values from 4 to 26. Now, let us look at various components of user-defined function. The function in R is having various parts, and each of them is having its own characteristics. The major components are the function name, the arguments, function body, and the return value. Function name is the real name of the function with which you can call it in some other part of the program. It is stored as an object with this name given to it. Arguments is a placeholder for that specific function. As a function gets invoked, you can pass a value to the argument. Arguments are not mandatory to be used within the function. That is, a function may not contain any arguments. Arguments can contain default values also. The function body, it may contain a set of statements which specifies what the function does and how it will work along with its use. Return value. Return value of any function is the last expression in the function which tells that function is able to return. User-defined function. Here is one example where we try to find out the hypotenuse given the values x and y. Now, this is the keyword function and these are the arguments. SQRT is the inbuilt function that is used, and we perform these operations over here, and we find that in this we simply find the square root of the value assigned over here. You can now call this function as like this: hypotenuse 3, 4, which gives me value 5. Similarly, hypotenuse y is equal to 24, x is equal to 7. See, this is how we can change the sequence, but then when we change the sequence, we should also specify the name of the argument. A very important thing over here is, here we have not written any value because we are calling this function on the prompt itself. But to be able to use this function, we may also have to return the value. Now, let us look at the switch function. It is slightly different than what we have seen in the previous programming languages or the earlier conventional programming languages. Here the syntax is switch, then the expression to be evaluated, then case 1, case 2, case 3 and so on. If the value of the expression is not a character string, it is coerced to integer. You can have any number of case statements within a switch. Each case is followed by the value to be compared to and a colon. If the value of the integer is between 1 and the n args minus 1, that is the maximum number of arguments, then the corresponding element of case condition is evaluated and the result is returned. If expression evaluates to a character string, then that string is matched exactly to the names of the elements. If there is more than one match, the first matching element is returned. No default argument is available. In the case of no match, if there is an unnamed element of its value is returned. If there is more than one such argument, an error is returned. Now, let us look at an example of switch. X is a variable which is assigned the output of switch function, where we see that 3 is the expression given over here and there are some character strings which are separated by comma. These are the cases. Now whichever 3 matches to whichever statement will be given as an output. Now in this case, X will be assigned value corresponding to 3, that is 1, 2 and 3. So value third will be assigned to X and the output can be seen as third. Further, switch function in R tests an expression against elements of a list. If the value evaluated from the expression matches item from the list, the corresponding value is returned, is what we just now saw. This is another way of expressing. Here the expression is evaluated and based on this value, the corresponding item in the list is returned. If the value evaluated from the expression matches with more than one item of the list, switch function returns the first matched item. Example of switch function. Here, if the value evaluated is a number, that item of the list is returned. Switch to red, green and blue are the options. In this case, it matches to the second string in the sequence, in the list. Then here we can see switch 1, red, green, blue. It matches to the first string in the list. So we can see that we got red over here as an output. The switch function returns the corresponding item to the numeric value evaluated. If the numeric value is out of range, greater than the number of items in the list or smaller than 1, then null is returned. For example, here there are only 3 values in the list and the expression is 4. So when we try to print X, we get the value null. Similarly, here it is given as 0, which doesn't match to any of these strings, and we get the value as none. Another example where we try to match the string over here. Switch function with a string expression. The expression used in the switch function can be string as well. In this case, the matching named item's value is returned. For example, the string color is tried to match with the cases specified. Here we see that the expression is color, which matches with this color because rest of them are shape and length. So it matches with the color and the value of color is printed as red. Here color is a string which matches with the first item of the list, hence we are getting red as an output. Similarly, thus we have seen built-in functions in R, user-defined functions in R, and a sample switch function in R. Thank you very much for watching. Let's meet in further videos very soon. Thank you for watching.